What's up, YouTube? It's me, KC, and I decided to make this video at the time that was most convenient to me. Yes, I'm at work and I'm taking a break right now from exercising, so I decided this was the best time to do my overview or review of Sonic 3D for the Nintendo 3DS, or should I say Sonic 1 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. Yes, people, the Sega classics have finally arrived for the Nintendo 3DS. We have been waiting months, if not at least maybe a year, for the 3D classics, for the Sega gems to come out for the Nintendo 3DS. And may I say, I'm impressed. Now, going into the game, I'm not going to go into the story, because if you are living under a rock and you don't know the story of Sonic, you're just living under a rock. And for most people, you guys don't care about the story. Let's go straight into the gameplay, because that's what this game is all about. Now, back in the days, I played Sonic 2 for the Sega Genesis 2. That's what I have my most memories of when playing it back in the day. I used to play Sonic 2 all the time. I remember the spin dash. I remember Tails being my partner, throughout the whole game. And I remember having at least 10 levels to play. Now, I don't remember Sonic 1 too much, back in the day. Even if I played it, I still probably don't remember it. I just have more memories of Sonic 2. Now, fast forwarding a little bit more into the future, my brother finally bought the Sega collection on the Dreamcast, and that was the time that I was able to play Sonic 1. And I noticed one huge factor that Sonic 2 had that Sonic 1 did not have, and that was the spin dash. Yes, the spin dash. But fear no more, people. The spin dash is back and is better than ever within Sonic 1. Yes, I did say it. Spin dash is in Sonic 1, and it works well and it looks great. The spin dash is very great. I used it to get through certain obstacles, whereas Sonic walk speed is not so great. I would use the spin dash to get through that. If it was booby traps, I would just use the spin dash to hurry up and go across the platforms real quick in order to dodge all of the traps that was set for me. As well as enemies that were in my way. On Sonic 1, on the Genesis, you couldn't blast them away with the spin dash. But on this game, for Sonic 3D, you could easily use the spin dash that was in Sonic 2, or implemented into Sonic 2 in later generations of Sonic, to get through these enemies. And it works well. My minor gripe with the spin dash was that the levels were not created for the spin dash mechanic. And I cannot tell you how many times I fell into a pit, or a pit of lava, or a pit of spikes, because I was going way too fast. It wasn't until later games that the spin dash mechanic worked well, whereas you didn't have to worry or have this huge fear about using the spin dash to get through certain obstacles. Like I said, using the spin dash mechanic is very situational, so be careful when using it. Now, one thing you guys are probably wondering, the frame rate. Does it dip? Does it dip in frame rate once you play the 3D? Or play the 3D to the max? I gotta tell you guys, fear no more with this too. There's no dip in frame rate. I played the game from start to finish with the 3D on max the whole time, and I did not run into any frame rate issues that was dealing with the 3D. Now, the only time that the frame rate will dip is if you're under the water, for Lambert Zone and Brain Scrap Zone. Of course, at that moment, whereas you're trying to get that bowl of water and that music is playing, and you get hit by the most random, retarded thing on earth, such as a spear, or yes, even a ball of fire underwater, and you get hit and the rings start flying everywhere. Once you get hit, the frame rate will dip just for a second, just like it did on the older games. That can get pretty annoying. But other than that, the 3D play to the max has no hindering effects on the frame rate whatsoever. Now going from the gameplay to the graphics. The graphics look great. The team behind this game, I don't know who it was, I forget who's the name of the team, but they did a very good job with the graphics of this game. It's remastered, and I gotta say, it looks the best from its counterparts, such as the Mega Collection from the Xbox, the PS2, and the GameCube, as well as the Genesis. Yes, the Genesis back then, it looks even better than that, in my opinion. The graphics look a lot polished, looks great. Now you guys may have some gripes and want to play the older version. Yes, people, there is an option. You can choose to play the older version of the game. So if you don't want the spin dash, you can add it, you could opt it out and play the older version. If you don't want the graphics to look as polished, you can take the graphics out and you can play the Genesis version. Now it may not look as well in my opinion, but there's the option. Last thing I want to talk about is the 3D effects. Now we already talked about the frame rate and how it does not hinder the 3D effects at all. The 3D adds to the game. I played it to the max and I love 3D. I just love 3D, period. Now I played it to the max and it actually adds a layer of HD in my opinion, or a layer of polish within the game. You can tell that the visuals of the 3D effect work. You can choose, there's also an option for that, to have the 3D to pop up more out, to pop out more at you, or to pop in more. You can have that option. I played it popping out and it looked amazing with the 3D visuals for the game. I think, alright, so the 3D visuals look great. The spin dash mechanic is embedded within the game. There are a lot of great additions. There are options where you can play the older version. So, with that being said, I say for veterans, this is a must grab. Pick it up. And for newcomers, just try this out. It's nothing but $6 on the eShop. And I'll see you guys later. That's all I have to say. 3D looks great. Gameplay plays better in my opinion on this version, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Stay tuned for a Streets of Rage review once I pick that up next week. Peace. Or when I beat it. Peace.